Case study. Scenario. 7-year-old Billy Jenkins lived in the suburbs of the peaceful hillside of Austin, Texas, surrounded by agriculture and rodeo horses. He was often tasked with feeding and cleaning after the farm animals, whether it be scooping of the slop that poured from the animals' rear ends, or his favorite task of combing the mane of the horses in the stable. It was rough labor for the boy as soon as he began to walk. However, he always had a smile doing it. This was the work ethic of the Jenkins family, beloved by the Williamson County and the rodeo community.
Their prized show horses for 11 years, Betsy and Turbo, provided Jenkins with their status and successful careers while they remained undefeated for 8 years. Despite this, Turbo received a career and an injury weeks ago that led to his early retirement. With both horses growing older, James family decided to breed them both to preserve the genetics of their best racing horses. 10 months later, Brisket was born. A premature male, he was scrawny and breeched. After hours of intense effort from the entire family, the veterinarian's Brisket was delivered and cleaned up. The cost of Brisket's life safety, along with all unsuccessful attempts to preserve his mother's life and maintenance of the Jenkins ranch, ultimately led the family to dip into their last savings. As if things hadn't already taken a toll for worse, the family grew so ill that they had to frequent the bathroom and reside in it for long durations due to puking spells and upset stomachs. Billy's grandmother first started to describe lethargic aches and feverish chills, followed by Billy's mom and dad. Soon enough, the prized fat Brisket grew ill and had to be separated from the other horses and supervised. Whatever Brisket was sick with definitely took on its toll on him, and his condition became critical. He grew skinny and even more furry than he was at birth.
Unfortunately, he passed away from these conditions before he could get his vet checkup done. Billy had his yearly checkup with his doctor, Dr. Close. His mom, curious about how the checkup went, wanted to recount what the doctor and Billy had discussed. This is the voice of Billy.
I retold my family's weird story to Dr. Close because he kept asking me to tell him everything. That sounded very tiring. Before that, I overheard the doctor talking to you, Mom, about worms right before he left. That's weird, but he's the expert, I guess. Gummy worms do sound delicious. He asked so many random questions about what I do during the day, especially the day we all started to feel sick. He asked all about our animals, so obviously I told him about Dad making me clean the pig pen more. I got annoyed with all these questions because he seemed mad that I told him I was cleaning the pig pen. I guess his dad made him clean the pig pen when he was little too. I told him that I was cleaning the pig pen until I heard you screaming. I said I dropped my shovel next to one of the pigs and ran to you in the stables, and when I got there, I dropped my shovel next to one of the pigs and ran to you in the stables, and then when I got there, I saw you and Dad run Betsy on the floor. I told him that I was so excited because Betsy had been pregnant a long time and that I couldn't wait to see little Brisket. He got quiet and asked what I did with Brisket, so I told him I asked you if I could be the first one to brush him and feed him, because this was actually something fun. He cut me off again and asked me if I washed my hands before touching Brisket. I said I was not sure. I told him that you were too excited about Brisket as well, so you told me to wash my hands and start prepping the table for us to eat. Oh, I told him that before I did, I hit a trick shot with the dinner spoon for the soup. It was so awesome. But Mom, I noticed Dr. Close made a weird face. I then told him that we had my favorite food, grilled cheese and tomato soup. Maybe he was hungry. Yummy, I love grilled cheese. Can we have it again tonight?
Description of symptoms. Symptoms typically begin 2 to 10 days after exposure and commonly include watery diarrhea, which may be accompanied by abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, and a low-grade fever. In healthy individuals, these symptoms may persist for 1 to 2 weeks, but in some cases they can last longer, leading to significant dehydration and weight loss. For individuals with weakened immune systems, the infection can be far more severe and chronic, causing prolonged and potential life-threatening diarrhea, malabsorption, and even death. The severity and duration of symptoms often correlate with those who are immunocompromised experiencing more severe manifestations. In addition to gastrointestinal symptoms, the infection may also cause extraneous complications such as respiratory symptoms, including coughing and shortness of breath, especially in severely immunocompromised patients. Recovery in these patients are usually automatic, but the infection can result in significant discomfort and complications in vulnerable populations.